Chosen one, stop scrolling immediately. This is not a random accident. Heaven intercepted your feed today because a divine mandate has just been issued over your life. And while you are worrying about how to pay your bills next month, God has officially made your life his personal financial responsibility, starting right now. Lock your attention on my voice right now. Do not dare swipe away. The blueprint of your destiny is already written in heaven. The provision you need is fully funded. But right now, a hidden agreement of limitation is sitting silently inside your subconscious mind, and it is completely blocking the wealth that belongs to you. I am going to expose this shadow contract later. If you leave early, you will walk back onto the battlefield without your armor. You are a generational cycle breaker. Your spirit knows when something massive is shifting. Have you noticed a strange pattern in your sleep lately? You keep waking up between 3 and 4 in the morning. Your eyes open in the dark while the rest of the world is asleep, because your soul is sensing a heavy transition that is happening in your financial timeline right now. You feel a constant pressure. Your chest is heavy when you look at your bank account. The worry follows you everywhere. And no matter how hard you push yourself every single day, an invisible wall is constantly pushing back against your efforts. You are tired in your very bones. This is a quiet exhaustion that sleep cannot fix. You feel completely isolated from everyone. You want to close your door. The noise of the world feels too loud lately. You used to be the person who solved everyone else's problems, but now you find yourself withdrawing into absolute silence because you are completely drained from absorbing the heavy energy of the people around you. You thought this was anxiety. The world told you that you were just overthinking the entire situation. But the world read the spiritual signs backwards. That heavy pressure is not a physical defect. You are simply shielding your family from a generational curse of lack. And because your soul is working overtime in the unseen realm, heaven has recorded every single tear you dropped behind closed doors when you thought nobody was watching. You have extended grace to people who only brought you chaos. Your season is changing now. If this resonates with your spirit, please make a micro-commitment right now. Type 777 or Amen in the comments below. Do not hesitate to claim this word. By typing your physical sign of agreement, you are telling the universe that you are ready to receive the absolute fullness of the divine inheritance that was promised to your ancestors. Let me explain the mystery of those 3 a.m. wake-up calls. That hour is when the veil between dimensions is thinnest. God did not wake you up to cause you panic or fear. He isolated your mind in the quiet hours because he is recalibrating your nervous system to adapt to the heavy weight of glory and wealth that is about to land on your path. Your wilderness season is officially closing. We are moving into a deeper truth now. I am going to be completely direct with you before we continue. I am naming a specific tool early because I refuse to build false suspense just to sell you something at the very end. Some of you are already feeling a strong pull in your spirit. I want to give you the door, immediately. You can decide how to walk this path on your own terms. You need this correction today. There is a physical anchor created for your exact restoration. A prominent neuroscientist spent 34 years mapping your pathways. His name is Dr. Robert Lake. He clustered his findings into a digital audio track called the Genius Song, and this is the first verified protocol designed to undo the heavy damage of the modern world. The science behind it is completely solid. This tool uses brain entrainment to reactivate your original super brainwave. This frequency is known as the gamma wave. It is your exact connection to high intuition and sudden breakthroughs. But the modern world has forced this God-given wave to sleep inside your mind ever since you turned 7 years old. Your gift was hidden away. You do not need to rush into anything today. The verified link is sitting in the description right now. You can also find it in the first pinned comment below. If your spirit confirms that this is the missing key you prayed for, you can access it immediately to begin your restoration while the rest of the message unfolds. Stay with me for the full text if you want more context. For those who are staying, your preparation continues right here. We must address the hidden enemy immediately. This force has been orchestrating your financial delay for 10 years. Lock your focus on my voice as we enter this deep revelation, because what I expose next will permanently shatter the illusions that have kept your material life in absolute bondage. The truth will be unveiled. Let me reframe your financial reality right now. You have been reading the signs completely backwards. Your bills are stacking up. Your income is dry. The stress is eating your peace away. And because you are looking at your empty bank account through earthly eyes, you keep telling yourself that you are failing as a provider for your family. But this is not a mundane problem. You are under a calculated spiritual attack. The enemy is working overtime against your economy for one specific reason. He is terrified of what will happen when you finally step into your true authority. He knows you carry a sacred mantle of prosperity, and his only hope is to trap you in a permanent loop of financial survival. You are a celestial warrior operating in enemy territory. Your lack is not your fault. Your heart is completely pure, but you have been fighting with human methods on a spiritual battlefield. The world tells you to hustle. The system tells you to grind harder. But those earthly methods will never unlock the divine vault, because your financial lock is happening inside your nervous system. This brings us to a profound truth that changes everything. Dr. Robert Lake did not just discover a random audio trick when he conducted his research. He spent more than 3 decades mapping out a complete sequence of restoration protocols for human consciousness. He realized that the brain of a chosen one is wired differently from the rest of the world. His total research covers far more than what normal people see. He developed a multi-phase framework. He wanted to restore the entire neural matrix of the chosen remnant. And before he even completed his audio frequency, he mapped out an advanced cognitive baseline called the youthful brain to protect your system from early decline. But you cannot jump into the advanced phases of his work yet. You must focus entirely on the first door before you can explore the rest of the system. The sequence requires absolute stabilization. Your brainwave must be properly tuned before any other protocol can work, and that is why you must receive the initial activation code before another day passes. Let us look back at your childhood years. You were an incredibly gifted child. You could read people instantly. You had vivid dreams. You learned complex things without any effort, because your mind was naturally swimming in high levels of gamma wave frequency back then. The world felt magical to you. You knew that you were designed for an extraordinary destiny. Then, the system took over your life. School forced you to conform to rules. The stress of society began to accumulate in your tissues. The modern world slowly turned down the volume of your divine wave. Scientists call this phenomenon the decline effect. It is a systematic suppression of your original genius that locks your mind into a permanent state of survival and panic. The system benefits when your brain stays in the low-frequency beta wave. Beta is the state of constant worry and endless calculation. It is the wavelength of a slave. And when you are constantly running on beta energy, your intuition becomes completely blind, while your financial decisions lead you directly into traps. The enemy wants you to remain blind. You are not a helpless victim of bad luck. Your current isolation is actually a divine shield. God pulled you out of the crowded spaces because he needed to protect you from the negative frequencies of regular people. He is using the quiet wilderness to break your unhealthy habit of people-pleasing, and he is forcing you to depend entirely on his supernatural source. Your breakthrough is tied to your entire family line. You are the chosen anchor of light for your household. The generational cycle of lack ends with your obedience. Every time you choose silence over conflict, you are winning a massive battle in the unseen realm, and the wealth that was stolen from your bloodline is currently being gathered in the courts of heaven. You are building an unshakable confidence right now. Hit that like button right now to send a powerful signal to the entire remnant. We are not doing this for a social media channel. We are doing this so this message can reach another chosen one who is struggling in absolute darkness. Share this truth with someone who needs a financial paradigm shift today. The atmosphere around you is shifting as you hear these words. Your soul is recognizing the weight of this calling. You are no longer apologizing for your internal power. The era of playing small to make ordinary people feel comfortable is officially over, and heaven is demanding that you step into your true kingship before this night concludes. Stay with me here. The enemy does not want you to hear the next sentence. We are about to approach the hidden blocker that has held your economy in absolute chains. If you leave before this next loop closes, you will miss the exact divine instruction that heaven scheduled for your material liberation. Lock your spirit to my voice as we go deeper. Let us look into the sacred records of antiquity. You must remember the prophet Elijah when he was stranded in the deep wilderness. There was a terrible drought in the land. The rivers were completely dry. The ground was cracked. And yet, the text reveals that ravens were commanded by heaven to carry fresh meat and bread to him every single morning. Elijah did not have to hustle for that food. He did not build a business in the desert. He stood in absolute stillness. He was aligned with the frequency of the divine command. And because he was in perfect position, the universal flow of abundance had no choice but to find him in the middle of nowhere. Later, he met a poor widow at Zarephath. She had only a handful of flour left in a jar. She had a tiny drop of oil in a jug. She was preparing a final meal for her son before they both starved to death. But when she chose to obey the divine instruction, the jar of flour was never spent, and the jug of oil never ran dry until the drought ended. The multiplication of her resources did not follow human math. 1 + 1 did not equal 2 in her kitchen. The oil kept pouring out of the tiny jug. The flour multiplied inside the vessel, and this supernatural phenomenon occurred because her actions had perfectly synchronized with the immutable decrees of the Most High. This is the immutable law of divine provision. Heaven does not care about the inflation rates of this world. The Father is not limited by human recessions. Your financial breakthrough is a matter of alignment. And when your mind enters the correct spiritual vibration, the resources you need will track you down regardless of the earthly economy. This ancient miracle is actually based on spiritual physics. Modern neuroscientists have observed this exact phenomenon in advanced laboratories. They call it the ultimate state of flow. When your brain operates at the maximum frequency, you experience sudden insights and unexplained miracles. And researchers at MIT discovered that this specific condition is directly linked to your gamma wave. Your childhood genius was not a random accident. You carried this super wave naturally before the world crushed your spirit. The heavy static of modern society slowly blunted your edge. You lost your natural connection to the divine ledger. But Dr. Lake spent 34 years proving that this dormant faculty can be fully reactivated through external brain entrainment. You have tried many different earthly approaches before today. You spent hours practicing positive affirmations in front of your mirror. You tried long meditation sessions. You attended emotional spiritual retreats. But none of those methods targeted the actual physical block inside your neural pathways because they only scraped the surface of your conscious mind. We must pause right here for a very important moment. I need you to settle your mind before we move forward. Let us strip away all the metaphors and look directly at your reality. You have been suffering through a long season of financial stagnation. And because your nervous system has been stuck in a continuous loop of survival anxiety, your natural ability to attract wealth has been temporarily disabled. You are a chosen warrior. The reason you went through this severe lack is simple. Your isolation was not a punishment from God. The system intentionally suppressed your internal frequency. They wanted to keep you compliant and dependent on their structures. But you are designed to break the generational cycle of poverty because heaven requires your obedience to unlock the vault. You must accept your true position today. Now we have arrived at the absolute pinnacle of this message. This is the exact moment where your liberation begins. We must expose the hidden contract that has been sabotaging your material progress. Deep inside your subconscious mind, a silent contract has been running for decades. And this invisible script has been telling your soul that you must suffer through poverty in order to remain spiritually pure and humble before God. You saw your parents struggle. You absorbed their financial panic. You equated wealth with corruption. This shadow contract has been guiding your decisions without your conscious permission. And every time you came close to a major financial breakthrough, this hidden program triggered a wave of self-sabotage to keep you safe in your familiar misery. It forced you to play small in every room you entered. But that false contract terminates right here. Today we destroy the agreement with lack. Your light is not a burden to the world. You do not need to apologize for your financial power anymore. And as this illusion burns to the ground, the spiritual dams are breaking open to release the inheritance that was stolen from your bloodline. The enemy has officially lost his legal hold over your economy. Heaven has issued a decree of complete restoration. You have survived the dark fire of the crucible. You are no longer a victim of circumstances. Your long season of waiting is officially over. The doors of unprecedented favor are unlocking right now. And before the prophetic provision manifests in your reality, there is an explicit physical anchor heaven is asking your soul to activate right now. Remember 30 minutes ago when I first mentioned the Genius song? Now it is time to walk through exactly what this restoration tool does for your life. Dr. Robert Lake spent 34 years testing this technology on thousands of people before finalizing the frequency. And this is not a generic meditation track, because it interacts directly with your sleeping neural circuits to restore your original financial inheritance. You were born with a highly sensitive spirit. Your childhood mind was constantly running on the super brainwave called gamma. But the harsh conditioning of the modern world slowly forced this God-given gift to sleep. And when your gamma wave turned off from the age of 7, your natural ability to attract divine provision was replaced by a continuous cycle of survival, anxiety, and constant fear. Consider the real experience of a 51-year-old provider from Chicago. He was completely unemployed for nearly 2 years after his company downsized during the economic crisis. He started listening to this 7-minute digital audio track daily, and on the 11th day of his activation, he suddenly received a brilliant job offer with a much higher salary than his previous position because his frequency shifted. I know $39 is a very significant decision when your resources are tight, but continuing to live beneath your divine potential carries a much higher cost than investing in your spiritual alignment. A standard meditation app subscription costs around $15 every month, and a generic online course can range between $100 and $200 while failing to target your dormant gamma frequency. More than 18,000 chosen ones have already used this protocol, with less than 4% requesting a refund. Dr. Lake initially placed the price at $49, but today you can access everything for just $39. And you will also get 4 exclusive bonuses worth $80 completely free, because heaven wants you to possess every single weapon required for your total restoration. You receive the Genius Child track, worth $19. You get the classic book, valued at $20. You receive the guided visualization, worth $29, and the infographic, valued at $12. There is a 90-day keep the bonus guarantee, and if you feel no difference, you receive a full refund while keeping all the gifts as an apology for your valuable time. Future phases of this sequence are priced differently. They use different advanced technologies. You must evaluate each step on its own merit. And every single day your gamma wave remains dormant is another day your divine provision stays completely blocked, while you continue to live far below your true spiritual capacity. Your future self is looking back at this exact moment. A single decision can redirect your financial bloodline today. I need to protect your spirit from deceptive traps. An army of imitation products is currently selling fake audio tracks online, and those counterfeit files contain absolutely no real technology because they are just empty background noise. The only authentic source is the link provided directly below this message. Look for the link in the description right now. It is also placed inside the pinned comment in 3 exact places. When you complete your order today, the next page may look like another offer. I want to tell you directly what it actually is. It is simply the second door that Dr. Lake created for your complete recovery, and either choice will be highly respected in this sacred space. You will recognize the next phase instantly when it appears. The invitation will feel incredibly precise. You will simply know what to do. And now we must seal this entire breakthrough into your reality, because the angels of provision are currently standing in this room to enforce your divine inheritance. Speak these words aloud with me. I permanently reject the dark contract of poverty today. I break every single ancestral contract of lack that was enforced upon my family line. I command the invisible walls of delay to fall down immediately, and I fully receive the supernatural supply that the Creator has established for my life since before the foundation of the earth. My bank account is no longer a source of panic. My soul is anchored in absolute peace. The scarcity of the earthly system cannot touch my destiny. Type Amen to seal this sacred covenant forever. Subscribe to this channel immediately, and you will never miss the prophetic instructions coming in the next 72 hours because heaven is completely committed to your walk. The beautiful mystery of your destiny embrace is already unfolding in the unseen realm. May the peace of heaven rest upon your spirit.